So I have a question for you guys, and that is that why do we like so much to stay in a state of denial? Why do we like so much to stay in a state of falseness? Or you could say like delusion in some sense? Or you could like even say why our brain like so much to stay in a state of delusion, denial, falseness, or whatever you wanna say it. And the answer is kind of complicated, and that's the answer that we are trying to find or trying to dig in this video. So yeah, this is our new video. My name is Farhan Malik. I hope you guys are doing well, and I'm doing great. So yesterday I was on my phone, and I have this habit of just going through my screen time and just going through my history of what I spend my time on. My phone has this option of like just giving me the weekly summary of my screen time, on what apps and like on what times and on what duration I spend my time on my phone. And I had this idea of me that I don't spend so much time on my phone, that I am not like those other guys or those other people who spend so much time on their phone and they are just almost all the time on their phone. I was like, like I'm not that like that, like I'm in some sense better than them, like I'm not like them. But I checked my phone and my screen time was more than 7 hours. And yesterday, not yesterday, like, yeah, actually, no, like 2 days ago, my screen time was 10 hours. Yeah, just like you give few seconds to process it. Like 10 hours of my day I spent on my phone, which is just a mixture of pixels. I spent 10 hours looking at some pixels, and that was the whole day, basically. And that really shook me. I mean, like, I already know few times that I spent so much time on my phone, but I was in a state of denial. I don't know why, but like, I never let myself believe that I am a phone addict in some sense. Yeah, like now I say, like, of course, like I'm not saying it in a negative way that okay, like now I'm a phone addict and from now on I'll just use my phone for 10 hours and that's fine for me because I'm a phone addict. No, it's not like that. I'm saying this because it's just a form of accepting your reality, accepting whatever you do, accepting whatever you are. If you're doing something, if you're doing some action in your life and you don't accept it and like you are doing it unconsciously, but you are conscious, of course you are, like I was conscious the whole time when I was using my phone for 10 hours, but you are mentally unconscious of the fact that you're spending so much time on those things, or like it could be anything for you. Maybe like I don't know, you have this habit of comparing yourself unconsciously and you feel bad. You might be I don't know, addicted to smoking, vaping, YouTube, and a lot of things that people usually are addicted to. But yeah, like I just like I realized that, and I was scared. I was like, don't, like, dude, this is scary, like if I'm doing that, if I'm deluding myself into thinking that I am something not, or like I am something that I'm not, and I'm doing action which is completely opposite to my self-image that I have in my brain. My self-image was that I'm a person who doesn't watch reels and like who's not addicted to his phone, but I was in reality. And that's scary because, dude, if that's the case, then you might be doing like so much shit that you don't know that you're doing, or like you know, but you don't really acknowledge that those things that you're doing. And that's scary, dude. Like that's completely scary, because if that's the case, then who are you, like like damn, dude, that's scary. And that I realized that yesterday, and I was like, I need to make this video on it, definitely. Okay, sorry to interrupt you guys, but there was a point which I wanted to add to the video. I finished recording the video like 10 minutes ago, and I just want to add this point. So just like I said in the video, that there are behaviors, that there are things, that there are identity traits that we have of ourselves, that we are doing that we are behaving like that, but we deny it and that we are in denial of that thing, like we are saying that we are okay, like we are doing that, but we are saying that we are not doing that, just like that. There are behaviors, there are traits, there are identity traits, that there are behaviors which we don't do, and we say that we are that, like we are not that person, we are not doing those things, but we say that we do those things, and like we are that person. If you know what I mean, it's just like polar opposite of those things, like in one side you're saying that I don't do those things, but you do those things. At one side you're not doing those things, but you kind of say that you are doing those things, and like you are kind of believing that you are that person, but you are not that person. And for me it was like I had this image of a person who is like very disciplined, a person like who reads lot of books, a person like who like is like very studious and like who studies a lot. Dude, I'm not that person. I don't know why I had this image, like I don't know why people had this image of me, and I sort of like accepted that image. But like, no dude, like I haven't read a book in like, I don't know, like in 1 year or maybe 2 years. I haven't finished a book in 2 years. Like in terms of my studies, like I do, but I usually do them like just before exams, and regarding the disciplinedness, like I was disciplined for a long time in my life. Like that's how, like I achieved some things like my weight loss, I passed my exams and stuff. But still, like I'm not that disciplined now. So yeah, I just want to like add to the video to, I don't know, to sort of contribute to the fact that I am accepting my reality now. I'm just like accepting my shit, I'm just accepting the positive and negatives in some sense. Yeah, continue. And like labeling a thing as something else won't really change that thing, if you're labeling your phone addiction to, I don't know, like, oh, I spend most of my time on I don't know, like creative things, or like something informative, you're labeling your phone addiction as something informative in some sense. But like that won't really change the thing itself, because like the thing that you're doing is wasting your time, and you're saying that you are, oh no, like you're being productive, but actually you're wasting your time. If you say that wasting time, or like the thing is wasting time, and you label it as education, it won't change the reality of that thing. It's still brain rot, it's still phone addiction. If you just label it as something else, it won't really change that thing. And if you do it, then God forbid, like I don't know what what else I would be doing, and like what else you could be doing, and you don't know that you're doing that, because when we accept that thing, when we accept the fact that we're doing it, we have this realization, and we know that we're doing it, and then we get this emotion that, okay, I'm doing something wrong, I'm doing something which I don't want to do, I'm doing a unwanted behavior that I don't resonate with. I think from that point you can start to change. I think if you're not at that point, then you can't even like start to change. Like you could be actually trying to change, you could be saying to yourself that I want to change, but you can't change because you haven't accepted the fact that I am doing that thing. You might have just mislabeled that thing, you might have just denied that thing, maybe consciously, maybe subconsciously, but that's not where we want to be. That's the place where we least want to be, a place where you're in a state of denial, in a state where you're doing things that you don't even know that you're doing those things. I think our brain tried to do this thing to us to make us feel safe, or to make us feel good, or to make us feel that things are okay. Like our brain is in some sense designed to make us feel safe, and like to make sure that we are safe. I think this is the reason why our brain like kind of delude ourselves, and like try to make us think that we're not doing something wrong, or that we are not doing something which is affecting us negatively. And well, like it's not your brain's fault, it's just our our evolution. But since we are conscious, and since we have this ability to pinpoint our negatives and our shortcomings, and that we are aware of our unwanted behaviors, so I think with that we can actually change, and we can actually like accept even though our brain is trying to delude ourselves out of that thing, and like it's trying to I don't know, like divert our attention from that thing to something else. But since we are conscious, we can actually focus on that consciously and change that thing, you know. Also, I think if you accept the fact that you're doing something, that you're doing unwanted behavior, that you're doing something that is negatively affecting you, I think when you accept that fact, then you realize that you are the person who was doing that, you know. You were in control while you were doing that. And that's a very strong thought, I think. Because if I accept the fact that, okay, I was wasting my time on social media, or like on reels, or on, I don't know, like articles or whatever, you know, like it could be anything for you. If we accept the fact that we were doing that, if we accept it completely, that okay, I was the person who was doing that, I was in full control while doing that, I had a choice of not doing that, I had the choice of avoiding that behavior, but I still did it, you know. I had the choice of not watching my phone for 10 hours. I had the choice of not watching reels for I don't know how many hours. I could have studied in that period of time. I could have pursued my hobbies or something which I really feel that I should be doing. I could have done that, but I didn't. And the fact that I didn't, and the fact that I was conscious the whole time, I had this ability on my own body, that if I wanted, I could have just standed up, walked away from that thing, and I could have just avoided that unwanted behavior, you know. I had the choice. And if we accept that we were in control at that time, then it just makes us feel ashamed sometimes, or like make us feel that we are so powerless on our own body, with our own body, that we can't even control our own body's action, because your desires or your mind is diverting you towards something else, and you want to do something else. So yeah, I think the first step towards kind of fixing this behavior that we have, fixing this tendency to deny, to delude, to falsify our actions or falsify our behavior, is to first of all accept it, you know, like accept it completely. Like sit down, and if you want to, or like if you don't feel that accountability, if you're just in your head, you can also like use your book to write it, you know. You need to like just sit down and accept it completely, you know. Accept the fact that you are doing these things, and that you don't want to do these things, and that you are willing to change, you know. Just first of all accept it. The next step would be to change, you know, because like what else could you do after that? Okay, like okay, you have accepted the fact that you are doing something, and that you don't want to do it again, but like what are you doing to change it, you know? So we need to first of all have acceptance toward that thing, and then we need to have certain action or certain set of plan to change that thing. Yeah, that's it. I think it's a short video, but that's fine. Maybe I don't know how long it was, but yeah. One more thing that I want to like just say was that right now, like I'm trying to make these videos, and like I know that these videos are very surface level. I know these videos, like there might be like hundreds of videos on YouTube, not hundreds, like maybe thousands and millions of videos on YouTube on these topics, which are much more better than me. Like they are much more comprehensive, they are much more planned, they are much more scripted. But I think I am doing these things, and I'm like kind of covering up these topics to just kind of remind myself, and kind of tell myself that okay, these things need to be done, you know. Like I just like want to express these things in my own words. It might be not, those words might not be the best comprehensive articulate words, but I think those are my words, and I think for me my own words means a lot to me, and like those words are the most effective for me in some sense. So I just want to like make sure that, you know, people know the fact that I know that these videos are not, you know, what they could be. Like because like I think I would only switch on to the next phase if I have actually changed, you know, because I just don't want to like stay here and, you know, speak stuff, like speak all this shiny stuff, and like actually not take action on those stuff. Then because like then it would be just, I don't know, pretentious and idiotic. But yeah, this was it for this video. I hope you guys got some value from it. This video wasn't that valuable, I won't lie. But let's see. I hope I will gradually try to improve my videos value and the amount of content and the quality of content that I have in that video. So yeah, this was it for the video. I hope we meet soon, and peace out.